Hello and welcome to...
Oh, hold on, do you like my mug?
Yes,
It's too hot.
it's a lovely mug.
You love it, don't you?
Yes.
Why are you sad?
Because I wanted that mug. Hello and
Over here.
welcome to the year in review.
Yeah. Cue the music.
So 2016 is coming to a close, thankfully. It's been an interesting year. And we've gone through such a big change that we really wanted to kind of do a look back over the year that was from our perspective, not like world events or anything. Very self-centered. And just kind of mainly, well, I say a bit again for us, because at this time it's always good to look back and reflect and see how much progress you've made with your plans, because I think sometimes you can forget and it just doesn't seem like much has changed, and then you look and you go, oh yeah, oh. So yeah.
Did you think that this time last year, when we were hiding behind the giant puddings in Shropshire,
Oh yeah.
did you think that in a year's time we would own our own boat?
Not at that point, no.
So this is also a really good video if you are deciding to buy a boat, or you are contemplating moving on board or things like that. We've pretty much done it in a year, and we didn't set up this time last year with a New Year's resolution to do this. So it's been a really great year for us, and it's been very adventurous and very brave of us, but also it just kind of shows you that if we can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah. And with careful planning you can probably do it quicker.
Yes, and with careful planning you can probably
Do it better.
carefully plan.
Yeah.
This is not careful planning. These notes that are scribbled everywhere. Velcro the side hatch and staple it.
I make a lot of lists.
She does. She
I've
loves
got
a list.
lists everywhere. I use anything for a list. So what was one of the highlights for you this year?
You go first.
One of the scariest times for me this year was when the weekend that we got the keys to the boat.
Yes.
We thought it was all going to be sunshine and roses.
And I thought it was going to be like when we hired the boat. When you hire the boat, they just give you the boat, and then you have the boat.
And it's lovely
Yeah,
and clean and tidy, and everything that you need is on there.
And when you own your own boat and you have the keys, then suddenly it just feels really different. I guess it's the difference between when you drive your parents' car and when you own your first car.
Yeah.
So
So we got the boat in April. Apparently that normally when you buy a second-hand boat, the previous owner comes along and hands you the keys and shows you around, shows you where everything is, but we didn't have that privilege. We got taken to the boat by the boat brokerage person, and he showed us how to start the engine,
kind of.
and then he left. We weren't allowed to leave the boat where it was, so we had to move it to a different marina, which was probably about a 20-minute cruise away, with 3 locks, in a boat that we'd never driven before, in, I guess it was, well, it must have been April.
It was cold
And
though.
it was cold and quite windy, and
We were inexperienced.
yes, so I had to reverse the boat out of the marina, past all of these other moored up boats to get out this tiny, tiny, tiny little exit. Tiny, and turn a corner.
And how many boats did she hit?
All of them!
I think that my most frightening time on the boat was in 16 Days of Summer
Why was that frightening?
when we lost Alice.
Oh, not when we lost Munchie. When we lost Alice.
Well, I knew where Munchie was. Munchie was hunting. We didn't want to tell you during summer, but Munchie was hunting. But then one of the other times, and we didn't really film it too much because we've kind of felt like we'd filmed a lot of the cats running away. But Alice did go missing for a whole morning, and I don't usually get worried at all. Kath gets a bit worried, and then she gets a bit pacey, and then she starts like, oh, I'm just going to go for a little walk. And that's how she says it. And I started to get a little bit worried. And I got a little bit teary because I saw Kath checking the canals, like the water.
And then there was another frightening moment when it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We had gone and taken the boat out for the weekend. We moored up on quite one of our favourite spots up by was it Marsden Locks or something like that. There's a big reservoir there. It's just near Tring, by the Bulburn Junction. We quite liked it up there when we were moored up at Cow Roast. I can say that now. So we were moored up for the week for the thing, and we got up in the middle of the night. I can't really remember why. You were already up, and there was this loud. I was still in bed, and there was a loud bang, and I said, "Oh, what was that?" And Anna Marie didn't really say anything, and then seconds later, she just shouted, "Alice is in! Alice is in!" So I leapt out of bed and threw open the bow doors as the wettest cat I've ever seen ran past me at the speed of light, managing to rub up against my leg at speed, and ran through the boat and sat on the sofa. But yes, but I missed the joy of seeing Alice swim through the moonlit water.
No, I saw her swim like a jaguar. Best moment? That was the most scary moment. Best moment. Or best moment.
So many.
I'm gonna get so many brownie points for my best moment, so I wanted to keep it.
Okay, so one of my favourite kind of first moments was one of the first times we took it out for a spin, and I had to turn it around for the first time, and we were agonising about how to do it up by, again, Bulburn Junction, because that's the only place we ever went. So we were near the junction with the Aylesbury arm, and I was like, we can just spin it round in that area, because it's the Grand Union kind of goes around in a bend off on the main line, and then the Aylesbury arm goes off. So I was like, should be easy, big wide open space, and chatted with a few people, and then, oh yeah, it's easy, you can go do it up there, and there was no other boats around, and this guy was like, wouldn't do it that way, because we described how we were going to do it, and I just drove up there and looped back, and then felt really smug at my skills.
It was very good.
But
you are very good at turning the boat around, except for recently. We didn't tape it, did we?
No, we didn't tape it.
We got really caught in the wind for probably about an hour.
So what was one of your highlights?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Spending so much time with family.
I was not expecting you to say that.
No, it's been really lovely. We did Tenby, which was lovely. And then we did, Bethan came and helped us move the boat.
Yep.
And that was really lovely. And we've had a lot more personal time since we moved on the boat, because we haven't been split between boat hunting or renovating or anything like that. And we've got to spend more time with each other.
Yep.
That's mine. I get so many brownie points. All the brownie points.
I thought that your highlight was going to be when you said that, was going to be spending so much time with Mr. Cece.
Actually, meeting the boat tubers was really fun as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a bit of a highlight, just finding out. The funny thing about meeting the boat tubers, and you'll know that when you kind of meet us on the cut, is everybody is exactly how they are in their vlogs, except for Cece, who's a little bit nicer in person. And my big surprise was LBG. She was fun. Not that she's not fun on her videos, but she's usually a little bit tired and sleepy. She won't mind me saying that. And just, meeting everybody and seeing how lovely they were. That was really nice. I enjoyed that.
I really enjoyed going down the Aylesbury Arm.
Oh, that was so
time
beautiful.
ago. Went for a long weekend in May down there. It was just really quiet. Because what I read in one of the Canal magazines is that...
Which one?
I don't know which one. I can't remember. I read them all.
She does. I just
was
read the ads.
Apparently arms are neglected because a lot of people don't want to just go up and down.
That's all we do.
But yeah, that's all that we
It's our thing. It's our catchphrase. The Narrowboat Experience, going up and down.
Because we don't have. Even on 16 Days of Summer, we didn't have forever.
We had 17 days.
We had 17 days. I'd really love to be a continuous cruiser, to be able to just go and then not have to turn around and be back and go to work then on Monday.
I think one of my proudest moments on the boat has to be when we redid the bedroom. Mm-hmm. So we ripped out the stairs and you did all the floorboards.
Oh, tying in with our first weekend on the boat story. I was stood looking out at the bow with my feet on the old front step, which we've now replaced. And I stood there, and suddenly there was a crash as the floor fell out from under me, and I broke the water pump.
By landing on it?
Yes, so it actually snapped. But luckily, because there's no water pressure, the water just kind of went... So I poked my finger in a hole and shouted for some assistance, only to turn around and see Anna putting her coat on, ready to go home.
Do you have your own proudest moment, or are you just going to cash in on mine? You redid the radiators. Do you know what? This just shows you anybody can buy a boat, get a boat, have a boat. I've said boat too many times.
If you're careful and take the time, don't rush with things, and any kind of, as long as you've got some kind of common sense, you can pretty much do anything, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think that just if you are watching this and you are if you're teetering on the edge of, I really think I should go buy a boat, or I would like the lifestyle, and people say, have you hired a boat? And you're like, yes, I've hired a boat. Have you been about boats? Yes. Oh, but I don't know what I'll do with this, and I don't know what I'll do with that. But the lifestyle is what appeals to you, then you should definitely do it. If you want to save money, then you shouldn't really do it, because we've had to spend so much money on different bits and bobs. And sure, we save money now because we're not paying for rent and we have the boat. But we have a long, long list of things that have to be fixed. So if you love the canal, you have to, first of all, you have to love nature, because there are two moorhens that live next to our bed and cluck all night. And so you have to love nature. You have to love walking.
Yeah.
You have to love exercise, because it's not, it's not sitting at home playing the Xbox.
No, and you can't be in a rush. You can't be in a rush to just do stuff, because even when you're dealing with people that help you with stuff on the canal, it's always on what we started calling canal time.
But if you are looking for that sense of community, then I think do it. We met somebody at the lock, and he was really one of the people that kind of was a catalyst for me. And he just said, why don't you just do it? And I don't mean to be disrespectful to him if he does watch the video, but his boat was falling apart. It was emitting like a black smoke, and they could only go for a certain amount every day. And remember, we kept seeing them down.
Oh, was that
don't
the
say
one
who their name
where
was.
the diesel was spraying out of the outboard motor?
And he turned to us and said, what have you got to lose? Chugga, chugga, chug. And
a lot of diesel.
yeah.
It was hard leaving the apartment.
You struggled more than I thought you were going to.
It was more that getting rid of everything was hard. But it wasn't. But it was. Do you know? It's hard. It's hard to
It's just
explain.
moving. Moving's hard.
Just moving's hard, and it took so long. We were all, 8 weeks. We can do it in 8 weeks, and yeah, we could do it in 8 weeks. But we had to do there was a lot that we didn't show you. Just be grateful.
And it really, I think if you're thinking of moving on board, we do get a lot of emails from people who are thinking of moving on board, and they're like, I'm going to do that in a year, or I'm retiring, or I've somehow come into a little bit of money and I want to put that
you'll need it.
I want to put that money into a boat. And you have an element of optimism, and my advice to you is to keep that and keep that optimism and be afraid, be brave, and be brilliant, as my book says. We're also really grateful for the amount of support we've had on YouTube. We kind of put the videos up, believe it or not, to be informative.
Yeah, because when we were buying our boat, there was Dan Brown's sort of interest in life, but I didn't find his until later. We started watching, I think it was just Zero Gravity,
CC,
Cruising the Cut, and Tony Saxby.
Yes.
With what's he called now?
Oh, I'm
changing the name of his channel.
I'm a captain of a sea boat.
No, that's his next plan. But I think it's either called Buying a Narrowboat or It's a Narrowboat Life or something. But there was such a small number of channels, and
we it was just little things like, and Milo as well, don't forget.
Everyone always forgets it.
And Milo was really interesting, but I remember watching one video from CC's where he just lights the coal fire,
which actually was useful.
It was really informative. And I was saying to Kath, I wonder if we should definitely do this, because we need more videos that just show, no offense, like idiots, how to light coal fires, because
we're the idiots.
Yes. I'm not judging a whole nation of idiots.
It's good, because we've got some, whilst it didn't quite turn out the way that I thought it was going to go,
we're not as informative as we thought we were.
We're more yeah.
And we were trying to be informative because we're learning on the job, and then MBH turns up with his little dinky channel and his engineering degree and his naval background. Is naval a word? Not just like a belly button. Navy? Does it sound right?
It's right. It is right.
And now we are in this genre, and but that brings me back to my original point. that we get so many wonderful comments and so many lovely emails and messages, and we do try to respond to all of them. So if we haven't responded to you, it's because somehow it's been spammed somewhere else, not because we're ignoring you. And we're just, you know, we're really happy about that, and we do really want people to continue to participate in the channel and to help us shape it and to develop it along the way.
Got loads planned for 2017. I've got lists everywhere. Lists. Oh. Oh.
Munchie.
Oh.
Munchie.
And we're back for take 2. Anna sat on a towel.
Yes, I had to change my undies. Which brings us to the end.
Yep, so what I was just about to say is that we've got lots planned for 2017.
And I say it's the end. What have you got planned?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, we have one other thing that we would like to do as a little bit of fun. I would like to do as a bit of fun, wishing in 2017 with good cheer and whatnot, and putting 2016 behind us, is tell us your New Year's resolution, and then what we're going to do is we're going to tell you ours, and I never have any, and then what we're going to do, if you comment below in the next video for first video for 2017, we're going to give you a shout out, and we're going to pull out a random New Year's resolution from somebody else in the comments, and we're going to exchange them. So a New Year's resolution mashup. We just thought it would be a little bit of fun. So comment below if you want to play, or just comment below and say hi, because we really enjoy those as well. Please give us a like. It really does count towards something or other in the YouTube universe. And also subscribe.
Oh, smiles!
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you can be notified of upcoming videos, and also that does affect something in the YouTube universe as well.
Our smiles!
And give us a click on Twitter. We've also set up a little Patreon site, so if you haven't visited that yet, please give us a visit. Thank you so much for watching, and Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Morning! Day 13, and the brushing of the hair is optional. Good morning! Day 16!
Day 16 already!
I don't know, I just feel a little bit nervous today.
World's smallest violin.
Dad jokes!
How are you finding it so far?
I hate it.
Do you live aboard?
Yes, yes we do! We say yes! So this happened. I like you the most.
They both love this one.
You love that one.
We
I
call
don't
it
love that
drug
one.
match.
It's just full of drugs.
Wonderful to hold. Yeah, they're doing really well.
They're doing fine, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're doing fine. What's that weird sound coming from the kitchen?
Bye, Alice.
It's kind of us.